Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's go outside and take a quick look outside that weather window. And this afternoon, we still had that unhealthy air throughout the Wenatchee Valley. It has been slowly, you might not have noticed it, but it is slowly scouring out of our area. And as we move into this weekend, there you go, another shot down at the Columbia River. And it's still that haze out there. Not quite smoky like we've seen, but it's definitely a pretty thick haze. And I mentioned air quality unhealthy for specific persons or just unhealthy, and that's what we've seen. But our air quality will improve, especially as we get into Saturday. We are seeing a bit of a storm system move in. That'll change our wind direction. So a little bit of smoke and haze today, and then much better air on Saturday. And another big reason why we are going to see some rain showers possibly. That has cut down a little bit the rain shower activity that we thought we'd see overnight tonight, but we still have a chance for some rain. And you see on that map there, the darker the green, the more rain that will fall. So we're kind of in that light area that just might pick up maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain if we see anything at all. But we do have a bigger storm moving our way next week, and we'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. An East Wenatchee man is charged with trafficking stolen property after allegedly trying to sell a table stolen from a nursing home to a Douglas County Sheriff's detective. Free COVID-19 testing will be offered next Tuesday through Friday in Cashmere. And since mid-August, the public health response to COVID-19 has been managed by outside teams. This week, though, the second such team started its 30-day deployment. But first, we begin tonight. Though now 85% contained, the Cold Springs fire in Okanogan County continues to see areas of growth. The fire has burned almost 190,000 acres and destroyed about 78 homes since starting on September 6th. That fire sparked the Pearl Hill fire in Douglas County that's now burned 223,000 acres and is 94% contained. Cold Springs Fire Section Chief Richard Elliott talked Thursday about areas of both concern and success as the incident management team handling the fire prepares to hand over firefighting operations to local agencies in the days ahead.
The status of the fire right now is we have about 480 acres involved. That's up a couple hundred plus from yesterday. We are seeing fire growth along the north side of Highway 12 here at milepost 156. The fire has actually destabilized a lot of the bank along Highway 12, and we have had significant rollout of large rocks, tree material. In some cases, that material's been burning. So right now, even inside the incident, the road system is closed. Inside the incident, we're working to come up with a plan where we can safely move resources across the incident. Our Division Alpha, which extends up into the wilderness area, our main focus right now is to handle these hazard trees and to find actionable areas where we could suppress the fire. Moving around to what we're calling Division Kilo, this is this northeast corner. We are working on a plan with mechanical dozers and masticators, working to get a fire line established basically to keep it out of the Indian Creek drainage, which actually protects the upper side of Rimrock Lake here. So our goal is to kind of cut the fire off here and use the creek drainage. Moving down to Division Papa, which is the southeast corner of the fire, sort of along Clear Lake here. We have had significant success in the past 24 hours. We've got line around the fire, and we're using Clear Creek as to help us establish our fire line, and there are active firing operations going in here. We are comfortable that the creek and the south side of the fire is contained. Moving around to what we're calling Division Zulu, which is the southwest corner of the fire. The fire has largely checked itself against some rock debris with some firing operations and hand lines over here. We're a little bit concerned about the possibility of fire as it extends in Division Alpha crossing back over, but we're working through plans. So again, almost 100% growth in the fire overnight. A little bit more than we expected kind of on the north side of the fire, and we're looking at a wind change tomorrow that we're trying to anticipate and be prepared for. We're going to get some more traditional west or northwest winds. We've been seeing easter winds. So far, everybody's safe. We have close to 250 people working the incident right now. We're working closely with the community, the forest, and DOT to manage the fire, and hopefully we will get it under control, and then we can open up the area again.
An East Wenatchee man is charged with trafficking stolen property after allegedly trying to sell a table stolen from a nursing home to a Douglas County sheriff's detective. Nicholas Valenzuela allegedly posted online to sell furnishings taken from Bonaventure Adult Care, where he formerly worked. Items for sale included a dining table, framed portraits, chairs, lamps, and even a washing machine. Police said they arranged to buy a table from Valenzuela in an operation last week before seeking charges and found some stolen items in his home. He faces arraignment on September 28th. Well, free COVID-19 testing will be offered next Tuesday through Friday in Cashmere. The Chelan Douglas Health District has been conducting door-to-door outreach this week in Cashmere to provide information on that testing. Results of the self-administered test are expected to be available within 24 to 48 hours for those who test positive and 5 to 7 days for negative test. The testing will be from 2 to 8 p.m. at Riverside Park. Well, since mid-August, the public health response to COVID-19 has been managed by outside teams. This week, the second such team started its 30-day deployment. 13 personnel from Pierce County, led by John Unfred, they now answer to interim Chelan Douglas Health District Director Nathan Weed. The two men introduced themselves and discussed the region's pandemic status in a Facebook Live event yesterday.
I took on this role very recently at the request of the Board of Health. My day job, I actually work for the State Department of Health, and in that role, I work primarily with our healthcare systems and really looking at ways to increase access to safe and quality healthcare.
I'm the incident commander for the incident right now, and I am with the Pierce County Incident Management Team. My day job, I'm the Assistant Police Chief with the Lakewood Police Department in Lakewood, Washington. The Pierce County Incident Management Team is a Type 3 all hazards incident management team. So you may be familiar with incident management teams that work the wildland fires. We're very similar. We follow the same system, the incident command system that all response agencies in the United States use. But we're all hazards, which means that we take a little bit broader view. So we're comprised of firefighters, law enforcement, emergency management, and other government professionals that are trained in that system.
Certainly in governmental circles for a while, there's been this idea that for any large scale and catastrophic type incident, you really do have to respond as a whole community. You can't necessarily respond to something like that as an agency or maybe even a jurisdiction, but it takes really everyone pulling together and doing their part to make it work. And I feel like that's been modeled really well in this county before we arrived. And I'm just really impressed with how it's begun to firm up and really give us the traction we need to move forward since we've been here.
The role of the incident management team, I report directly to Nate, who reports to the policy board and the Board of Health. So we're not taking over, work directly with the health department employees, and they give us the strategy and the objectives, and then our team takes all the resources and figures out how to do it, how to get it done. So I think what you'll see here in the next couple of weeks is we're using data to drive testing, to drive quicker contact with positive cases. And so the big piece of that is that testing, as Nate was saying. So in the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a lot more testing in the community. And that's what we're building out. So it takes a little bit of time to put together the plan, the logistics, communicate that out, and get all those pieces. But that's critical to getting the community reopened. So our hope is that by bringing the team in and creating that plan with the input from the community and the policy board, that we can get this rolling and drastically increase testing and reduce COVID rate and get the community real.
Coming up next, the Wenatchee Valley pest expert who was hunting down maggot-infested apples handed out by Governor Jay Inslee now says all the tainted fruit appears to have been found. People using the Apple Capital Loop Trail will need to take a detour beginning Monday between Confluence State Park and the Otobashan Bridge. We'll tell you why that's happening, and with wildfire anxiety still high in the upper Wenatchee Valley, the Icicle-Peshastin Irrigation District says it will delay its seasonal water shutoff until October 2nd. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Don't worry, all the fun is around the corner. There's no better time to get ready than now with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa sale. Stock Up and Save sale is now going on in-store and online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Even pool heaters are on sale. Financing available upon approval. Credit 24-month, no interest with equal payments. Stop by today or order online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Free water testing available in-store or curbside. Don't wait, the sale is going on now.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Welcome back. In another news, the Wenatchee Valley pest expert who was hunting down maggot-infested apples handed out by Governor Jay Inslee now says all the tainted fruit appears to have been found. Will Carpenter, director of the Chelan-Douglas Horticultural Pest and Disease Board, says he believes he's tracked down all the apples Inslee brought from Thurston County to Bridgeport during a Goodwill post-fire visit back on September 12th. The transport of fruit across the apple maggot quarantine zone violates state agriculture rules. Carpenter asked for and got a lot of public help recovering the bad fruit this week before it could contribute to an infestation in the Wenatchee Valley orchards. For his part, Inslee said Thursday he regrets the mistake and he and his wife Trudy will be donating food to food banks in Okanogan, Douglas, and Whitman counties.
The other morning before I went to Eastern Washington, Trudy and I picked some apples off our tree at the Capitol residence to take as a gesture to the people to let them know in Bridgeport and Malden that they're not alone. And obviously we regret that mistake, and we hope people's awareness of this situation is raised.
People using the Apple Capitol Loop Trail will need to take a detour beginning Monday between Confluence State Park and the Otobashan Bridge. Chelan County PUD crews will be doing habitat improvement work and bank erosion prevention in that area. The work, which includes bringing in boulders and cobble fill, will stabilize the Columbia River shoreline and is expected to continue until November 10th. In addition, the PUD also announced that the Confluence boat launch will be closed the entire month of October while a concrete ramp is replaced. Well, with wildfire anxiety still high in the upper Wenatchee Valley, the Icicle-Peshastin Irrigation District says it will delay its seasonal water shutoff until October 2nd. The district had planned to end water service for this year on September 25th, but many of its 3,000 customers asked water access to continue in case of firefighting needs. The district draws water from the Icicle watershed to serve irrigation customers in the Leavenworth, Peshastin, and Dryden areas. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Governor Jay Inslee gave no indication Thursday that he'll be lifting the pause on his phased Safe Start COVID-19 reopening plan anytime soon. Inslee ordered the pause in early July after positive cases of the virus spiked throughout the state. Chelan and Douglas counties are among 5 counties stuck in a modified version of Phase 1. In tonight's feature story, when asked about lifting the pause, Inslee acknowledged there has been a recent decline in cases, but said there are concerns about other metrics and continued compliance with his face coverings mandate.
So what we're doing is trying to be as effective as possible to drive both the number of our cases down. We're shooting for 25 per 1,000, and the positivity down, and the R naught number down, which is the number of people you're infected that one person affects. To get all those 3 numbers down to a level where we believe we can keep them down. We're a ways away from those right now. There has been some recent progress, as you know, in the number of cases. That has come down. We're very pleased by that. Now I think we're about in the top best 8 states in the United States on that metric. The positivity metric has been a little improved, but it's sort of plateaued the last, week or so, at least according to my review. The R naught number we think might have been below 1, but might be a little above it now, still hovering around 1. We've got to get that number down. So those are probably the hospitalization, obviously, rates are obviously important, and the deaths are our ultimate arbiter of this. Although the deaths, because they lag so far behind the infection, the hospitalization rate is probably more important in our assessment vehicle.
And you can hear the rest of Governor Jay Inslee's statement regarding phases on our website at ncwlife.com. All right, let's switch gears now and go to your weather forecast for North Central Washington. Today, unofficially, high of 78 degrees. That's just a couple of degrees above where we should be at 76. 57 our overnight low, and 52 is where we should be. Record high on this date, 90 back in 1994. Record low, 41, and that was set in 1988. Sunrise this morning, 6:43, and the sun will set tonight at 7:05. To the surface loop we go. Mostly cloudy skies tonight. And yes, can you believe it? We're going to see a 50% chance for shower activity. There was an area of low pressure right here, and it's now moved to the northeast. And there's that chance for us to pick up some rain, maybe even a little bit of sprinkle activity as we get into our weekend on Saturday. But I think by afternoon Saturday, partly cloudy skies. We might get a little bit breezy. The areas in green, we're talking winds about 10 to 15 miles an hour on Saturday. The good news, they're coming from the northwest, and that should really scour out this smoke as we begin our weekend. On Sunday, sunny skies. It will be mild and a perfect way to end our weekend. Clean air, and won't that be nice? All the air should be clean Sunday. And then as we start our next work week Monday, mostly sunny and mild. We're talking temperatures basically between 70 and 80 from central Washington over into the eastern part of the state. For Tuesday, partly cloudy and mild, but look at what's coming. We've been talking about that storm all week long, and it hasn't gotten any smaller. In fact, it is a huge area of low pressure. By Wednesday, we're going to see mostly cloudy skies, a 30% chance of evening showers on Wednesday. Boy, portions of western Washington will see downpours of rain as this storm system makes its way in. And then past that into Thursday, there we go. It looks like a widespread rain event for the entire state of Washington. Here at home, it's 50% now, but I think that will go up up as we get into next week. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. And tonight we will drop down to a very mild 56 degrees, 75 to start our weekend after an morning sprinkle or two. Pretty nice stretch then from Sunday right through Tuesday. Temperatures anywhere from the mid-70s to the upper 70s. And then things are going to get wet beginning Wednesday. A 30% chance of evening showers and 77. And then Monday, mostly cloudy, rain showers and 76. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Dan Kuntz in for Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
I have fiber at home because it allows me to do a great job in my profession. It allows me to learn things that I need to learn at home. It allows my kids to hopefully one day be able to be educated because of what they learned online and what they learned from their teachers. And it allows us to have fun too as a family. And we're able to do a lot of things because of fiber internet. I'm Rudy, and my family learns with fiber.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hey sports fans, happy Friday. Dan Kuntz filling in for Eric Granstrom, who's taking a well-deserved 3-day weekend. The Mariners could use a 3-day weekend. I watched last night's game. They broke my heart. They had a 3-run lead, but they blew it. Lost to the Giants yesterday. The final was 6-3 in San Francisco, although the Mariner was the home team because, well, they got bad air in the Emerald City. They planted 4 runs in the bottom of the second. They had RBI base hits, the Mariners did. Tim Lopes, Phil Irvin, and J.P. Crawford, but the lead didn't hold up. The Giants scored 2 in the 6th, another 3 in the 7th inning off Wendell Graveman. Mariner manager Scott Service was happy with his starter, and now Seattle jumped on top. He said they just didn't get the hits that they needed late in the game.
You know, just looking back on it, I thought Marge, I don't think he was as sharp as we've seen him in the past, but did a nice job to keep us right there in the ball game. Thought he was, solid. Only giving up the 1 run through the 5 innings, and then offensively, certainly, we had the big inning there early in the game to jump out, get the 4 runs. I think it was in the second, and certainly had a ton of opportunities late. Just I think the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. I think we had a couple guys in each of those innings that just couldn't push anything across. So, frustrated. I know the guys are. Even in the last inning, Kalu hit the heck out of that ball right at the center field there. Not our day.
Now, the Mariners learned yesterday that their home series against San Diego will be in San Diego and not in Seattle, again, because of bad air quality. So they'll be at Petco Park, but the Mariners will still be the home team, just like they were in San Francisco. The M's will be the home team for all 3 games. 6:40 first pitch tonight, Saturday night at 6:10, Sunday afternoon at 1:10. Courtesy of our friends at Les Schwab, here's the American League West scoreboard from yesterday. Taylor Ward and David Fletcher each had 3 hits. LA gets the 7-3 win over Arizona. Houston edged Texas 2-1, so they moved 3 games ahead of the Mariners for that playoff spot in the American League West. There's only 10 games to go, kids. Framber Valdez earned the victory. He went 6 1/3 and struck out 11. All right, let's talk Seahawks football. Seahawks defensive tackle L.J. Collier earned a spotting start this year because of hard work and determination that usually gets the job done. The former number one draft pick spent his rookie season last year injured and ignoring outside pressure to perform. When you're a number 1 draft pick, you get a lot of pressure to perform. He said he learned a lot between year 1 and year 2, and it's paying off because he's playing football.
Just last year, just coming out of college and stuff like that, it was just some things I didn't know about how the offseason worked in the NFL. Just from, in college we're working out all the time with the team and things like that. And we didn't do that last year and stuff like that. And I just kind of really had to find myself in the offseason, me a great plan, and just how to watch what I eat and stuff like that, and really just keep myself busy, working out more than once in the day and things like that. And yes, I am in better shape than I was last year. I'm lighter. I feel better. Last year I was, I got hurt early on, and then, I'm going all these lingering injuries, and I just felt sore all the time. This year I don't feel that way. I feel good going into practice. I can focus in. I know more, and I feel smarter and everything like that. And all I can try to do is week by week, man, add on to my game and play hard. That's what, and give it my all every week. That's all I can really give.
Collier and the defensive unit are going to have their hands full. Cam Newton and the Patriots coming to town on Sunday night. Now, a former teammate of Cam Newton is Greg Olsen, the Seahawks' new tight end. He caught his very first touchdown pass as a Seahawk on Sunday in their victory in Atlanta. And as Olsen said, he didn't have much of a choice. He had to catch the pass.
Yeah, it was a great start. It's always nice to know that the quarterback feels comfortable enough with you to kind of trust you and kind of throw a ball before you even turn around. But I kind of joked that I didn't really have much of a choice but to catch it, because if I didn't, it would have been a disaster. I probably would have knocked my face mask off. But yeah, it was great timing. I got a little jammed up there. I was supposed to be a little deeper. There was some traffic and had to break it off a little early, and Russ just had a great window through the line there, and just trusted that I was going to come out of the break. And when I turned my head, it was right there. So it was a nice, for the first game, to start developing some of that timing and rhythm, and knowing that we're building on that trust each and every day. Is nice. We got a lot of work to do. I still got a lot of things to learn within the framework of the offense, but overall it was a good first start.
One significant change involving the Seahawks offense is where the plays are being called. Brian Schottenheimer is the offensive coordinator. For the last 2 years, he's been calling the plays from the sidelines. This year, he's moved up and is still calling the plays, only this time from the press box. And Brian Schottenheimer explains why.
Yeah, Pete and I talked about during the offseason, and really, John, the way that they've changed the rules about 4 or 5 years ago, where you can still talk to the quarterback from the press box, that was a huge rule change. You weren't allowed to do that till about 4 or 5 years ago. And so it's something that I've thought about for the last couple of years, because you certainly see things so much better from up there. You're able to see the defensive adjustments and see the play unfold, and kind of almost anticipate more what they're doing. So it's something that we talked about, and just with where we are with Russ and my confidence level with him and his understanding with the system, it kind of became a no-brainer. And we were hoping to be able to practice it during the preseason. We didn't get a chance to do that. We did in the mock game, but I loved it. There's no distractions up there. You can see things so much better. Like, you can literally see things unfold. You see adjustments, some of the things that you can pick up on. Like, we ran a slant early in the game, and you saw the rookie corner jump inside and off, and so that kind of knew at some point we wanted to maybe try to test him with the double move. So I really thought it went great.
Seahawks and Patriots, national TV, Sunday Night Football kickoff at 5:20. Both teams are 1-0. This will be the 5th time Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick go up against each other. Each coach has 2 wins against the other. Finally, a look at what's coming up this weekend broadcast-wise on the NCWLIFE channel. Tonight, we got high school football, the Wildcats and the West Valley Rams. This is a game from last September. Provided a pretty good glimpse of the type of season Eastmont would have. Eric and Grant on the call there. Tomorrow at 2, you can rewatch the classic battle between Kashmir and Cascade and girls soccer. That was from last October. It was cold, but Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wiesen survived. You can watch that tomorrow at 2. If you missed our coverage of last weekend's Jerry Bershauer Memorial 100 at the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval, you can watch that tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Sunday, playoff soccer. Eastmont hosting Moses Lake at 2, Wenatchee at 7. From last November, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. Have a good weekend. Grant, back to you.
Nice job, Dan. Thank you very much. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great weekend.
name's Blaine Johnson. I'm at Global Elite Motors. We're tied in with Global Car Care down here locally. So we're not your typical car buying experience. Somebody can come down here, take a look at what we have, and if we have the right vehicle for you, we'd be glad to help you out with it. A lot of times we are able to go out and find specific vehicles for somebody so that it fits their needs, their budget, and all the things that you want without you being obligated right away. If you're looking for a good, reliable car, come see me, Blaine Johnson, down at Global Elite Motors.
In a world afraid of technology, one man, one show will bring you the newest innovations that may just change your life. This summer, Ray McNeil and your Weekly Tech Update is your Weekly Tech Update with Ray McNeil.